Yeah, welcome to my platform. Welcome to my platform, Timo Starboy Reality Talk TV. So, welcome, my people, my beautiful and handsome viewers all over the world. I greet you. I greet you at your time zone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night for those people who are already sleeping. I know the time differences, all over the world. So even if you see my video later, please like and share. Like and share. That is the most important thing. So we will start the fresh program now. We start our fresh program now. So please, as you are entering our page, please share and like. God will bless you all. So mo kí ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ẹ jẹ́ ká tó fi yéra wa òun lórí ètò tẹ́ wà orí ètò yìí náà ni orí ètò wa ni orí ètò gbogbo wa ni ká kọ́gbọ́n níbẹ̀ gbogbo ohun tá a bá sọ lénìí ọgbọ́n la máa fi kọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo dẹ̀ ṣe sọ láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ pé campaign period ńlá wà àwa náà campaign fún Yorùbá nation wa so ara àwọn n táwọn ọ̀tá bá sọ òun náà la máa mú jáde la máa fi against wọn tó wọ́n ní ẹni tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹnu bá sọ òun náà la máa fi judge ìwà tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ wù òun náà la máa fi judge yín as well so ká wù wá rí ká sọ̀rọ̀ rí so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn àwọn ò ní ọ̀tá ní ọ̀tá ọ̀rẹ́ là ń kó jọ so ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ tó bá fẹ́ jẹ́ ọ̀tá wa kó go ọ̀sán ó kú ọkọ̀ lọ́hùn torí Ọlọ́run ló gbéṣẹ́ rán wa a dẹ̀ lè má ṣaláì jẹ torí ẹni rán níṣẹ́ là ń bẹ̀rù ẹni tá ò jẹ́ fún bó ṣe wà nìyẹn àwọn ò ní bẹ̀rù yín a ò ní páyà yín torí wùwá ọmọlúàbí wùwá ẹni tó yẹ kí èèyàn páyà Ọlọ́run tó dẹ̀ rán wá ń ṣẹ́ bí ká máa sọ̀rọ̀ sí etí ìgbọ́ yín ká máa lù yín lọ́gọ̀ ẹnu ká máa lù yín lọ́gọ̀ ká máa sí yín ní gbẹ́rẹ́ pàkọ́ òun la máa bẹ̀rù tóun ló tó bẹ́ẹ̀ òun ló tó bàbá ṣe ọba ọgbà àti ń gbára àdúgbò tí ń gbára ara ilé tó ń gbàyàn nínú ewu ọba tí ó yẹ pé òun nìkan ni òun náà ló ń jẹ́ èmi ni kò sẹ́lòmíì òun náà ni a ó fọpẹ́ fún òun la ó fi ìyìn wá fún òun la ó gbé agbára fún so àsìkò táwa wà ní bíbá ní Japan February 10, 2023 which is Friday so àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ snow ẹ bá rí mo post previous video mi nígbà tá a wà ọ̀sán bíbá yìí so alẹ́ là ń ṣe program nsìn so ẹ ṣáà rí gbogbo snow bó ṣe ń lọ first snow of the year nìyẹn first snow ó sì kú bí bóyá 3 sí 4 síra bẹ́ẹ̀ so bá ṣe máa ń rí nìyẹn but ní northern part that is Hokkaido Sapporo ó ti -30 -40 bó ṣe ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n pé bẹ́ẹ̀ close mọ́ Russia ó close mọ́ Moscow ní Russia so tẹ́ bá ti wò ké máàpù Japan ẹ ti mọ̀ pé ibẹ̀ yẹn ni border Russia and Japan so ìgbà second world war náà ni àwọn Russia lọ gba ilẹ̀ tó wà lókè díẹ̀ wọ́n gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn so wọ́n dẹ̀ ti wọ́n bára wọn fà they are fighting for the land to get the land back to get the land to retrieve the land back but Russia say no wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ mọ́lẹ̀ so ìjà wọ́n sì ń debate lórí ẹ̀ wọ́n sì ń bára wọn sọ so anyway so bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn àwa náà mọ̀ pa history Japan díẹ̀ torí àkàwé wọn a dẹ̀ tún lọ sí school wọn so we went to their school so we know about their culture as little bit as we study so àwa náà ń ṣàjòjì so a ti wà ń lu iná ó ti pẹ́ díẹ̀ ó ti ń lọ bí 28 years so ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ wọ́n bá tẹ̀ bímọ ọmọ 28 ń sìn yọ pé òun gan náà ó ti tójú bọ́ ó ti mọ ṣíṣe so a dẹ̀ fi ń proud náà ni pé àwa náà ti mú culture oní-culture mọ́ tiwa, a mú culture wọn, a study culture wọn pé a mú mọ́ tiwa, a study culture wọn níwọ̀nba tiwa náà, ní ọgbọ́n tiwa náà, ó dẹ̀ yé wa. Torí tá bá ní kò yé wa irọ́ la pa. Lọ́dún tá ti wà ń bíbà yìí, a ti kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mẹ́kọ̀ọ́, a dẹ̀ mọ bó ṣe ń ṣe, àwọn bó ṣe ń ṣèlú wọn. So we are part of the system. So wọ́n ní pé tí ó bá pẹ́ lára ọṣẹ ìdọ̀ṣẹ́ ni, òwe àgbà nìyẹn. So àwa náà ti fara mọ́ wọn. So culture tiwa náà ní káwọn náà wá gbé lárugẹ, ká má gbàgbé ẹ̀. Ìdí tó fà náà nìyẹn ta fi ń jà fitafita, ta fi ń jà takuntakun wípé a gbọ́dọ̀ gba culture tiwa náà, torí àwọn àjòjì ló wà ń bẹ̀. Àwọn àjòjì wọ́n ní ọmọ onílẹ̀ ló mọ ẹsẹ̀ ilẹ̀, ọmọ onílẹ̀ ló mọ̀ tọ̀. Àjòjì ó máa ń tẹ̀ báṣubàṣu ni, àjòjì ò lè mọ bó ṣe máa tẹ̀. Ọmọ onílẹ̀ ló mọlẹ̀ tẹ̀, àjòjì báṣubàṣu náà máa tẹ̀. Ìtú ẹ̀ lẹ ṣe rí gbogbo rògbòdìyàn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú location 419 yẹn, tó àwọn ọmọ onílẹ̀ àti kẹran mérò àti kó àwọn àjòjì mọ́ra wa. So ìtú ẹ̀ náà ṣe ń tẹ̀lé wa báṣubàṣu. N ta fi ń ṣí ojú yín náà nìyẹn pé kójú yín ṣí, kójú yín là, ẹ̀yin ọmọ onílẹ̀, ẹ̀yin ọmọ onílẹ̀ tẹ́ ń ṣọ́ máa lè. Ẹ jẹ́ kójú yín là, kójú yín ṣí. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí ọ̀kan kó pa ajá lọ́bọ̀ fún yín. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó pa ajá lọ́bọ̀ fún yín, kó má pe òyìnbó láfin. Ó yàtọ̀ gédégbé. Bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ìwà wa kò ní dọ́gba náà, torí tàbá even gan àwọn òbejì tán bí nínú ìyá kan náà, ìwà wọn ń dọ́gba. Torí Ọlọ́run ló ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Ọlọ́run ló ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Tí ìwà wa bá dọ́gba, níṣe ni pé bóyá a máa kojú ìjà sọ́lọ́run gan. So ìdí bóyá tọ́lọ̀ fi ṣe nìyẹn pé ìwà wa ò lè dọ́gba. Bá jáde nínú ìyá kan náà, a sì máa hùwà ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Ádà ká mú ìwà bàbá, àbí ká mú ìwà ìyá bàbá, àbí ìyá. A ṣàmúwá èèyàn kan nínú fámìlì wa, bó jẹ́ àǹtí náà ni, bó jẹ́ kínní ni, ọ̀nkù wa ni. Àmúwá ẹ̀ tó máa pé eléyìí tí ẹ̀ jọ bàbá lágbájá, kò jọ ìyá ẹ̀, kò jọ bàbá, ó jọ àǹtí ẹ̀, you know. So gbogbo bó ṣe máa jẹ́ nìyẹn. Ọlọ́run tó dẹ̀ gbé ẹ́ńjìnì sí wa nínú, ẹ́ńjìnì obìnrin àtọkùnrin kò papọ̀. Ìyàtọ̀ wà ń bẹ̀. Ẹ́ńjìnì tó gbé sínú obìnrin ó yàtọ̀ sí ẹ́ńjìnì tó gbé sínú ọkùnrin. So àwọn tó dẹ̀ ṣe ẹ tó fi mọ́tò náà ṣàpèjúwe, Nissan mọ́tò ó yàtọ̀ sí Toyota, ti Toyota yàtọ̀ sí GM, ti GM ó yàtọ̀ sí Crystal, you know. Chevrolet ẹ́ńjìnì wọn ó yàtọ̀. Ti Nissan àti Honda, Toyota, ìyàtọ̀ wà ń bẹ̀. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. Gbogbo nǹkan tán dá tí àwọn èèyàn tún dá náà, gbogbo ẹ̀ ó yàtọ̀. But n tó kàn ṣẹlẹ̀ náà ni pé understanding la máa jẹ́ kó yéra wa, tó ti ń yé yín. Tá bá ti ní understanding, a dẹ̀ ti nífẹ̀ẹ́ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀, gbogbo nǹkan á máa lọ létòlétò, á máa gún régé, gbogbo nǹkan á yé wa. Understanding yẹn náà là ń lack, la ṣì ń lack. Àwọn olórí wa náà understanding náà ń lack. Àwọn ẹlòmíì fi ìkánjú náà fi ń lábẹ́ gbóná. Kò sí tí ò ní tó wọn lọ́wọ́, kò sí tí ò ní dé sí wọn lọ́wọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ti kánjú, òun náà fi ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀, wípé káwọn tètè achieve, káwọn tètè débẹ̀. Ilé ayé yìí ẹsẹ̀ sọ ni. Tẹ bá mú ní ìrọ̀wọ́ náà ló máa bá. Tẹ bá dẹ̀ mú ní líle náà ni. So ẹsẹ̀ sọ ká máa ṣísẹ̀ntẹ̀lé, ká máa gbẹ́sẹ̀ ní ẹsẹ̀ sọ bó ṣe yẹ kó jẹ́, you know. Tẹ bá ti ń gbé ẹsẹ̀ ní méjì àbí mẹ́ta, ẹ ti ń fò, ẹ ti ń fẹ́ máa ṣe bí ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ nìyẹn, ẹ ti ń bẹ́ nìyẹn, you know. Èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe bí ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ kó máa bẹ́. Tó bá yá bẹ́ sínú kànga, ẹ ṣáà rí pọ́pọ̀lọ́ náà tó bá ń bẹ́ ìgbà míì ó kàn lọ bẹ́ sínú kọ́tà, àbí kó bẹ́ sínú ibì kan. So ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ máa gbé ẹsẹ̀ yín ní ṣísẹ̀ntẹ̀lé ni, kó lè rọrùn fún wa, kí ilé ayé lè rọrùn fún wa. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń fi gọ̀ǹgọ̀ fa ohun tí ò tó wọn lọ́wọ́, tó bá yá wọ́n á já ìjàkudà síra wọn lórí, wọ́n á já ró èpè síra wọn lórí, wọ́n á já ohun tí ò yẹ kó bá wọn lórí, wọ́n á já, you know. Wọ́n lè gbé náà sórí apẹ kìíní gan, kán gbé sórí apẹpẹ. Ibi tẹ́ ti ń fa tẹ́ sọ pé ohun tọ́wọ́ mi ò tó, mo fi gọ̀ǹgọ̀ fà. Iná ó lè ya àbàyín lórí. nǹkan kíkan wèrè pé ó lè já sí lórí, ẹ wá máa dípẹ́ yúnra. So nídìí èyí ọgbọ́n ni à ń kọ́ ní platform wa, ẹ jẹ́ ká fi yéra wa. Ní tí ò bá ti yéra wa ká béèrè, tí wọ́n ní a béèrè ọ̀nà kò ní ṣìnà láyéláyé. Ẹni tó bá ti béèrè ọ̀nà pé ibo ni ọ̀nà ni, where is my way, kò lè ṣìnà. Wọ́n máa júwe ọ̀nà, àwọn tó wà níbẹ̀ wọ́n á júwe fún, àwọn tó wà níwájú wọ́n á júwe fún pé báyìí ni. Torí wọ́n ní tí ọmọdé tó bá ṣubú á wo wájú, tágbà bá ṣubú á wẹ̀yìn wò, á wo ẹ̀yìn pé kí ló gbé mi ṣubú yìí, á tuntun wò. So tó bá tún wá pick ara ẹ̀ up, á ti learn, á ti kọ́gbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ pé nǹkan kan báyìí ló gbé mi ṣubú. Tó bá ń lọ wájú, ìkíní yẹn á wá fò dá wípé kò tún ní kọ lẹ́sẹ̀ mọ́. Tó ó ti mọ̀ pé báyìí ní tó gbé mi ṣubú nígbẹ̀yìn ni. So níwájú mi kò lè kọ̀ mí lẹ́sẹ̀. Àbí onítọ̀hún tó bá jẹ́ pópónù, àbí ẹni tí ò bá mọ núrò, tí ò bá mọ orí, tí ò lè rorí ara ẹ̀, ó ní nǹkan máa ṣe bí ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì, inú ìṣìṣì ló máa jó bí ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì àbí ẹ̀ẹ̀mẹ́ta. Inú ìṣìṣì kò ń jóyàn lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Torí ẹ máa kọ́gbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀. Bẹ̀tẹ̀ àwọn tí ò bá ti tán lórí rò, tí wọ́n lè ronú ara wọn, tí wọ́n lè dá nǹkan ṣe, tó yẹ pé wọ́n máa ṣe fún wọn, àbí kọ́ máa tọ́ wọn sókè pé ìwọ gba báyìí, ìwọ ṣe báyìí, tí wọ́n máa gbẹnu wọn sọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn yẹn ní inú ìṣìṣì máa jó lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́fà gan, ó lè jọ lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́wàá, uncountable. Torí wọn ní learn, they will not learn from the past. So ohun táwọn sọ fún wa náà ni pé gbogbo promise and failure táwọn dàrúdàpọ̀ location 419, àwọn ti Nàìjíríà, àwọn olórí yín, àwọn olórí ìjẹkújẹ, àwọn amúnisìn, àwọn ẹrú amúnisìn, tó yẹ pé àwọn bìtìkò wọ́n gbé ìwàkiwà wọ́n gbélé wọn lọ́wọ́, wọn ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ parẹ́, àwọn tí ò níran. So ohun tó ń ṣe fún yín, promise and failure, ẹ jẹ́ kó mọ, ẹ fi ṣe ní olúfimọ́ kó mọ síbẹ̀, ẹ fi gígùn, kò sí nǹkan kan. Ẹnu bótòbótò yìí náà ni, ẹnu wórówóró yìí náà ni. Màá ṣe ná, màá ṣe gbá fún yín, màá ṣe omi, màá ṣe hospital, màá ṣe gbogbo. Ẹnu ló bá dé. Scammer ni gbogbo wọn. They are all scammers. Gbogbo ẹnu mi mo fi sọ. Ó yẹ kẹ́yìn gan ti mọ̀. Ṣé látọdún 90 gbọgbọràn, 90 gbọgbọ tẹ́ ti gbòmìnira, ibi tó bá dé náà nìyẹn. Ká máa dàrúdàpọ̀, ká máa ṣe pé èmi ni, tèmi nìkan ni, tìlé mi nìkan ni. N tó ń bá dé náà nìyẹn. Gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ olórí tán ti lọ náà, the same thing náà ni, agídí náà ni. Ẹ bá gbà wọn nímọ̀ràn, wọn ò ní ṣe ìmọ̀ràn tiyín. Á lọ́mọ kékeré ní pé kẹgbẹ́nu dákẹ́. Ibi tí wàhálà dẹ̀ ti ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn. Nígbà tẹ́ bá fún ọmọ kékeré ní opinion ẹ̀, tẹ́ ẹ̀ fún ní ọ̀wọ̀ tiẹ̀, wípé kó sọ̀rọ̀ sókè, kó wo ohun tó rí nílẹ̀, kẹ́yìn náà yá ìmọ̀ràn kún mọ̀ràn. Báwo ni ilé ayé ṣe fẹ́ gún? Báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ gún? Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ gbé ìmọ̀ rẹ̀ kalẹ̀ fún anybody ni, even gan yálà ọmọ òkókó gan. Ọmọ òkókó gan tẹ́ bá jalè kínní, tẹ́ bá jalè èékánná, ó máa ké náà. Ó ti mọ feeling pé this is a pain, ó ti mọ feeling. So kò sí ẹni tí ò ní sense tiẹ̀, àfi ẹni tí ò bá fẹ́ lo tiẹ̀, àfi ẹni tí ò bá fẹ́ lo sense ẹ̀ sí ibi rere, tó yẹ pé ibi jìbìtì òun ni kó máa lo. Ibi tó ń kọ́ nìyẹn, ibi tó lọ kọ́ ní school, àbí bóyá church ló ti kọ́ ni, àbí ilé kéwú, àbí ibì kan, So sense tọ́lọ́run fún wa, sense ire ni. Nǹkan ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ dáradára ló dá. Ó dá gbogbo ẹ̀ dáradára pé ká máa fi help ara wa. Kò yẹ pé ká máa fi ṣe tánà di ara wa, ọ̀ ká máa fi jẹra lẹ́sẹ̀. Àfẹ́ni tó bá ya jìbìtì, tó yẹ pé èṣù ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún. Àwọn ẹni èṣù pọ̀, wọ́n pọ̀ gan nílé ayé yìí. Ìtú ẹ̀ nílé ayé yìí tí ò ṣe dáa. So àwọn ẹni Ọlọ́run tó ń preach fún wọn ò pọ̀ rárá. Ìtú ẹ̀ lẹ ṣe rí gbogbo ẹ̀ bó ṣe ń ṣubú, nǹkan ò ké bí nǹkan kò ké dáadáa mọ́. So gbogbo eléyìí àwa tá dẹ̀ ṣẹ́kù tó yẹ pé à ń fi ọgbọ́n orí wa experience wa tá fi ń lecture yín, ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ máa fún wa ṣe, ọlọ́run á máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́. torí àwa náà ti rí òye ayé, àti mọ̀ pé ayé asán bá ń sá ni, òmúlẹ̀ mọ́fò ni, ibo là ń sá lọ, ibo là ń sá lọ tá àrọ́kọ̀. Kí ló ń ṣe wá, kí ló ń jó wa lọ́wọ́ tàbí jólẹ̀. gbogbo ohun tó wà nílé ayé yìí, ilé ayé náà ló máa jù sí, ilé ayé là bá, ilé ayé náà la máa filẹ̀ sí. ọlọ́run ló ní gbogbo ẹ̀, ọlọ́run ló ní déédéé. àwa kàn ń sáré tiwa ni, ẹ̀dá ń sáré asán lásán, asán bá ń sá. ń tẹ́ pé ọ̀la ń sìn yín, mọ ilẹ̀ tó máa mọ̀la, mọ ilẹ̀ tó máa ṣú, mọ àsìkò tí ọlọ́run máa gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀, mọ̀ bóyá last day ni. ọlọ́run kan pa wá lálẹ́, tó bá di àárọ̀ á tún jí wa. so kò ń ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe tiwa, kò dẹ̀ ń ṣagbára wa, ọlọ́run ló ní gbogbo nǹkan níkàáwọ́. ẹ jẹ́ ká fi gbogbo ẹlẹ́sì fọwọ́ ọlọ́run, ọlọ́run ló ní déédéé. ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sáré kádàrà, tẹ́ ń sáré kínní, asán ni. ẹ̀ ń sáré mọ time, bóyá time yín kò tíì pé. àsìkò ní gbogbo nǹkan láyé yìí, àsìkò ni. ìgbà tó tásìkò lèmi náà di sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀. mo kàn déédéé máa sọ ètò tẹ́tẹ́lẹ̀, mo tẹ̀ gentle gan, èmi tí mo tutù bí omi àmù. ìgbà míì gan tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ sí báyìí, mo lè mo tẹ̀ ní fèsì, wọ́n ní àwọn ògbọ́n tá à ń sọ ni. so ọkàn mi kò tiẹ̀ kò bá sọ̀rọ̀ pé kínní, but mo kàn discover mi pé mo dẹ̀ bẹ̀ sí ń sọ̀rọ̀ tó yẹ pé mo ń enlighten àwọn èèyàn, tí mo ń fún wọn ní idea tó dẹ̀ ń gbà, tó dẹ̀ ọ̀bọ̀ yìí ó gùdù gan nínú ọ̀rọ̀. so ìgbà tó dẹ̀ tó wá di pé ìyàn jẹ nílùú location 419 dẹ̀ tó wá dé, ìyẹn gan ló wá popularize mi pé ok, èmi náà ṣe wà, mo ṣe gbójú mi síta pé ìgbà tẹ́mi ò kí ń bẹ̀rù tẹ́tẹ́lẹ̀, èmi ò ń bẹ̀rù èèyàn. tó bá lọ fẹ́ pa mí, tọ́lọ́run bá fún ẹ ṣe ni, tọ́lọ́run bá ti fẹ̀mí mi lé ẹ lọ́wọ́, kò sí wàhálà, ṣùgbọ́n ọlọ́run ló máa bá rojọ́. ọlọ́run ló máa bá rojọ́. so ọlọ́run ni òun ló lé ẹ̀mí wa, òun náà dẹ̀ ló lè gbà, òun ló dá ẹ̀mí wa. ọba tó dẹ̀ lè pa wá, tó lè jí wa, òun ló yẹ ká máa fi ọpẹ́ fún, ká máa fọlá fún, ká máa bẹ̀rù ẹ̀. kò ń ṣe èèyàn tó yẹ pé ó lè pa, tó yẹ pé kò lè dúró tì pé òun ló ń pa, kò dẹ̀ lè jí. so ẹ̀mí tí ò lè jí, báwo lè ṣe fẹ́ pa? báwo lè ṣe fẹ́ pa tó bá yẹ pé ọlọ́run mọ̀ sí pé àsìkò ẹ̀ tó ni. so you cannot boldly that you have a power. You are a powerless people. gbogbo ẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ̀ lẹ́ lágbára, agbára òfìfo ni. ọlọ́run ló ní gbogbo agbára, ló ní déédéé. so ẹ jẹ́ ká máa sábà fọlọ́run, ká dẹ̀ máa ṣe ohun tó tọ́ àti tó yẹ. ìwọ tó ń ṣe rere, continue rere wà ń bẹ̀. ìwọ tó dẹ̀ ń ṣèkà náà, kò sí wàhálà, continue pẹ̀lú ká ẹ. tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́, tá bá sọ fún ẹ tó bá gbọ́, ire tó bá wà ń bẹ̀ fún ẹ nínú ká, ìwọ gan wàá jẹ́ ń bẹ̀. so bọ́rọ̀ ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. so gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo yẹ sọ, campaign wa is going on until their final say, until their election time. tó àwa máa campaign bí báyìí, àwa campaign lórí internet. so ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ máa ró wa lágbára, ọlọ́run á máa fi agbára sọ̀tún fà wá. so àwọn ní ṣì ọ̀rọ̀ sọ, àdẹ̀ ní ṣì ṣe, àní ṣìlẹ̀tẹ̀, àní rìn ìjọ ibi ń pọ̀nà, ìjọ ogun gbàmígbàmí, ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ká bá wọn sí ń bẹ̀. ìjọ tí wàhálà bá máa wọlé tọ̀ wá, àní sí ń lé. ìjọ tó bá pé lọ́nà ni, àní rìn nígbà yẹn, a máa wà ń lé wa, tá a máa sinmi. àní ṣe kòńgẹ́ ìbàjẹ́, àní ṣe kòńgẹ́ wàhálà, kòńgẹ́ eré la máa ṣe láyé wa. nípasẹ̀ tọlọ́run Elédùmarè bàbá mímọ́, ire á tọ́wọ́ wa. so ẹ jẹ́ fún yín ní fídíò yìí kí n má fi àkókò ṣòfò, kí n má dá yín lágara. fídíò yìí kí n kọ́kọ́ jù sí iná, ká fi ṣe ẹ̀kọ́. so a bá fi ṣe ẹ̀kọ́, àwa move on sí bọ̀. a bá fi ṣe ẹ̀kọ́, àwa move on. ok, ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ìṣòro nílé fídíò tí mò ń play ni. jẹ́ ọkọ̀ ń bọ̀. àti ẹ̀mọ́ tó ń ṣe Facebook ńgbà míì akàn máa rójú ni àní rí àkí ń rí àwọn tó ń wò wá àmọ́ tó ń ṣe fún wa o Facebook ó dà pé ẹ ti ń gbàbọ̀dè alábọ̀dè ní ọlọ́run á gbà wá lọ́wọ́ yín ṣá. So ẹ jẹ́ ń play ọ̀rọ̀ ṣítì ni o.
ǹlẹ́ o ẹlẹ́tàn.
ẹlẹ́tàn.
ọ̀tànyàn àtànyàn títí débi pé wọ́n gangan ò sì fura kó o ti fẹ́ tán.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn sọ̀rọ̀.
sọ́ọ̀mù pẹ́ni tí bá ti ń tàyàn ìpẹ́ tán ni.
ọmọ ni.
àwọn èèyàn mẹ́ta kan wà tó ò lè tàn.
ẹ̀zálè.
ò lè tanra rẹ.
ẹ̀zálè.
torí bí wọ́n bá ń tàyàn tẹ́ni tó ń tàn ọ̀bá mọ̀ ọ sá mọ̀ pé wọ́n ń tàyàn.
àbí.
àkọ́kọ́ nù.
deceivers.
ó lè tan Sátánì.
ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń deceive ni o. ẹ̀yin deceivers.
o lè tan Elédùmarè bàbá mi.
ìyẹn ṣòro.
jáwọ́nú ẹ̀ tán.
kó má bàa tán.
ire o.
ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà ni o. wọ́n ní ẹ jáwọ́nú ẹ̀ tán kẹ́ má bàa tán. ṣe ti gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà nìyẹn. fídíò tó máa ok ká má gbàgbé national anthem wa ká play ẹ̀ náà ká tó tún wá fún yín ní another video. àwọn videos òun la máa play fún yín lásìkò yìí torí àsìkò campaign òun la wà yìí. ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ mi àsìkò campaign la wà yìí so ẹ má ṣì gbọ́ ẹ má ṣì mú síra wọn tẹ́ mọ̀ pé wọ́n fẹ́ dìbò wọn náà ìbò irọ́ ló bá dé ìbò bojúbojú so àwa náà ti ń ṣe campaign wá ń sìn àsìkò campaign la wà yìí àsìkò campaign ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fi yíra wa bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn so ẹ jẹ́ ń fún yín ní ok national anthem wa àwa tẹ̀síwájú. àwọn kan wọ́n ní wọ́n gbéra wọn lọ sílé ẹjọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ náà lè máa rí wò wọ́n ti gbéra wọn lọ sílé ẹjọ́ àwọn two party gbogbo òṣì tó ń ṣe gbogbo òṣì ìranù tó ń ṣe àplẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ fún yín nísìn ẹ mọ ibi tí ìlú yẹn ṣẹ́kù sí.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem.
Okay. ọ̀pọ̀ ire iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wá orílẹ̀-èdè wa kágbéga 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 fàlẹ́rì ìgbàgbọ́ wa ní pé láti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́ àṣìṣe kọ́ọ̀lù lọ wọlé o ẹ má bínú o. àṣìṣe kájọlá ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ìyẹn jẹ́ ká máa lè bá tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ ṣé gan ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ẹ jẹ́ ká fi yéra wa orúkọ mi ni Timo Starboy orí ètò náà lẹ wà ẹ bá wa share o tẹ bá ti ń rí ọlọ́run máa ṣe dáadáa fún yín so ẹ jẹ́ kí n lọ sí fídíò ok kọ́ọ̀lù ń wọlé àti àníkẹ́pẹ́ we are not asking you to call tábà níkẹ́pẹ́ ẹ̀ ní pè tábà níkẹ́pẹ́ ẹ má máa pè ẹ má disturb bóyá kàlẹ́ dẹ̀ fi ń ṣe ni òye wa ok eléyìí ẹ gbọ́ àwọn tó gbéra lọ sí kóòtù.
Hello.
Hi, hello.
Sorry o.
Hi, I'm Haru.
eléyìí nkíni.
That they have filed their objection and they will go there, they will respect the rule of. The Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, says the federal government will obey an order of the Supreme Court, which ordered a suspension of the deadline for the swap of old to new Naira notes by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Speaking on the telephone with Arise News, Malami said, although the government is dissatisfied with the ruling, it will comply with the order as a demonstration of the government's commitment to the rule of law. The Attorney General of the Federation said his office has filed a preliminary objection challenging the jurisdiction of the court. Meanwhile, while the federal government is dissatisfied with the ruling, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Tinubu, and Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, have expressed satisfaction with the Supreme Court ruling over the cash swap policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria. However, hundreds of aggrieved youths converged in Abuja on Wednesday to protest against the Supreme Court ex parte order, temporarily halting the move by the federal government to ban the use of old Naira notes of 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira denominations from February 10, 2023. The protesters who stormed the headquarters of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the office of the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, in the central area of Abuja, passed a vote of confidence on the Apex Bank, urging it not to back down on the currency swap policy.
An interim order was granted by the Supreme Court, and that order was to lapse on Wednesday, which incidentally is equally a date fixed for the hearing of the motion on notice. So, in line with that position in mind, we have taken steps to file an objection challenging the jurisdiction of the court to entertain the matter. Jurisdiction on the ground that when you talk of monetary policy, regardless of the character they take, central bank is an indispensable and necessary party for that matter. What we have at hand is a situation whereby the central bank is not joined as a party. And if the central bank as an institution is joined as a party, the position of the law is clear that the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court cannot be properly invoked. So we have given consideration to diverse issues, inclusive of the issues of jurisdiction, and come Wednesday we will argue the case from that perspective, among others. I think what we are talking about is not whether the ruling is binding or is not binding. We are talking about what we intend to do. There is no doubt about the fact that the ruling of the Supreme Court, regardless of the prevailing circumstances, is binding. And then, within the context of the rule of law, you can equally take steps that are available to you within the context of the spirit and circumstances of the rule of law. And what we are doing, in essence, is compliance with the rule of law, both in terms of obedience to the ruling and in terms of challenging the ruling by way of putting across our own side of the story, putting across our case, challenging the jurisdiction. So the issue of obedience to the ruling of the Supreme Court is out of it. We are wholeheartedly in agreement that naturally we are bound by it and will comply accordingly. But within the context of compliance, challenging the ruling by way of filing an application or by way of challenging it and seeking for it to be set aside is a different thing. It is all about the rule of law. The rule of law provides that there has to be obedience to the judgment and orders of the Supreme Court will operate in obedience. The rule of law provides that when you are now not happy with a ruling, you can now file an application, among others, for setting aside and in compliance with the right and privileges vested in us as a government. We are equally looking at it from the perspectives of challenging the order and seeking for it to be set aside. So it is all about the rule of law. Rule of law relating to obedience and compliance. Rule of law relating to filing an application seeking for the judgment or orders to be set aside.
Are you guys hearing?
Oh, Dr. Bati, a lot of Well, does the Attorney General of the Federation, does he have a choice in the matter? I don't think so. As the Chief Law Officer of the Federation, he is obliged to defend the rule of law. So when the Attorney General of the Federation says he's going to respect the rule of law, then of course, there's no question about it. That's the way it has been. People will think that this is a big deal because previously, even the office of the Attorney General of the Federation had been accused of disregarding, decisions of court. But in this particular case, the Supreme Court is the apex court. His decision is final. And so, where will you go beyond the Supreme Court? It's only the Supreme Court that can reverse itself in any matter whatsoever. So it's good to hear that the rule of law is what is motivating the Attorney General of the Federation. And that, in other cases, we also hope that the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation will take exactly the same position. Now, beyond all of this, he also alluded to the grounds on which they are going to back to the Supreme Court. The hearing is for February 15. And the key issue, the key questions that have been raised is one, whether or not the Supreme Court has jurisdiction over the matter. And the argument that Ghazali and Magadi, both SAN, who are representing the Attorney General of the Federation, are putting up is that by not joining the CBN as a necessary party in the matter, the jurisdiction of the CBN, of the Supreme Court, is limited in this particular instance. Now, there have been many arguments in this regard. I've seen people saying, look, the CBN in exercising its functions,
all these
under the CBN Act of 2007, sought approval from the President, who has executive powers of the Federation under Section 5 of the Constitution. And to that extent, the powers of approval given to the President under Sections 4 sub 3 of the CBN Act, Section 6 of the CBN Act, Section 19 of the CBN Act, Section 20 subsection 3 of the CBN Act, would seem to indicate that the necessary party in the case is the President who is exercising executive powers of the Federation. And hence, that's why the Attorney General of the Federation is the sole respondent in the matter. But we will see how that question is resolved. The other question is that the learned Sikhs, they are arguing that the states did not show necessary course of action. In other words, they've not been able to demonstrate how they've been affected in this regard. It's also for the court to look into that. But their own lawyers, the plaintiff's lawyers, had argued before the Supreme Court that the policy execution was causing problems in their respective states. And so to that extent, are they suffering damage or not? Number three, the learned Sikhs are also arguing whether or not the matter should have been instituted first at the Federal High Court. Could it be that it is the Federal High Court that has exclusive jurisdiction over this particular matter within the purview of Section 251 of the Constitution? That's also another question for the court to determine. And then, of course, they are also asking whether within the purview of Section 17, 18, 23, whether the CBN, whether the Supreme Court can inquire into the CBN performing its statutory functions under the law. When they go to court on Wednesday, I think February 15 is Wednesday, they've already filed a notice of preliminary objection. So the court will look into it. The court can either reverse itself or the court can give an order that the President of Nigeria should withdraw his approval. The court can do as it is. But what is established is that nobody can just ignore the rule of court. As Femi Falana SAN argued in an opinion yesterday, quoting Nikitobi JSC as it then was in AG Lagos versus AG Federation. If you don't respect the rule of court, that will amount to provocative contempt. contemptuous of court, and the office of the Attorney General of the Federation cannot be seen to be contemptuous of the bench, or particularly of the Supreme Court, because that will translate into anarchy. So it's a good thing that they have filed their objection and they will go there, they will respect the rule of law. But what is the meaning of respecting the rule of law? Because the Attorney General was also quoted as saying that in any case the ruling expires on February 15. But on February 15, I hope the federal government, through the office of the Attorney General, gets its day in court.
At first, I think because of this conundrum, there needs to be a position paper. Because when you check here to what the CBN put out, it was supposed to end, it seems to be a legal tender on the 10th. Then there was a grace period until the 17th to be able to put the notes in, to be able to foster, digital processing of excessive cash and things like that. And people have also been picking up these notes. So what is the position paper now? Because there was an either-to position that I referred to yesterday by some of the lawyers in the CBN. It was out there, but the CBN can, allude to that or debunk that they were not joined in the suit. So we need to have a comprehensive position paper as regards this. Secondly, the different points of argument here will be about majorly the jurisdiction. And a lot of people have argued, like you said, Dr. Patti, that this should have originated from the Federal High Court. Because in a similar suit, to tell the federal government not to stop, to continue with the dates, not to halt the date, that was filed by 4 political parties. That was filed on the Federal High Court. And that suit was there before the Supreme Court ruling was gotten by the 3 governors. Also, as regards the course of action, there have been rebuttals by other governors. Governor Obaseki came out today and said that Governor El Rufai cannot speak for the generality of states in Nigeria, that for them, it doesn't affect those states. And also, in exploring the course of action, the question will be, what will be the hardship effect on the citizens of this state? What will be the knock-on effect? Because predominantly, if we want to extrapolate, the only states we've had crisis, I'm not sure any of these states have had any riot or crisis. It's just been in Ondo, Ogun, predominantly, a couple of other states. But it is for the court to determine, the course of action. Also, I think this will also, bring about the conversation on the independence of the CBN. Because as regards this policy, yes, there's an independence of the CBN, but there was a caveat in the CBN Act that talks about the fact that you have to get a nod of the president to be able to do monetary policy. So the question is, was it partial independence or full independence? I mean, there's a lot that can be said on this case, but we'll take a short break now.
Hello? Okay. So, my people, ohun tó ń sọ ní pé ṣẹ́rí náírà policy kìíní yìí shortage, náírà policy shortage yìí tí ó sí owó láti ná, tí àwọn gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì wọn ò dáwó síta, òun náà gbéra wọn lọ sílé ẹjọ́. So ohun tí ò wá yé mi ni pé ṣé APC versus APC ni, torí àwọn náà ṣe shortage of a naira policy, àwọn ni wọn ò gbépo síta gẹ́gẹ́ bí bàbá Olúlẹ̀ ṣe sọ, their candidate tó ń criminalize ara wọn, so ṣé àwọn náà request kínní ní kóòtù ni àbí other party? Ìyẹn kò tiẹ̀ èmi ò tiẹ̀ fẹ́ dá sí yẹn náà, torí èmi ò sínú party wọn. I don't belong in their party and I will never belong. But I'm just asking people, what kind of a case is this? Is it not a chaos? Is it not a chaos in the country that they want to bring on? Because all this kind of stupid case, we don't even know where it can end to. Or maybe it might be a distraction, because I cannot even begin to understand the level they are, that they are going to court for shortage of a naira note and for the shortage of a petroleum, So èmi ò mọ tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí wọn, torí ó dà pé gbogbo wọn ọpọlọ wọn ò ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́, ọpọlọ wọn ti dorí kodò. fúnra wọn náà fúnra lóògùn jẹ fúnra ara wọn náà fúnra wọn lóògùn jẹ ṣe ti rí ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ ti ń lọ báyìí wọ́n ti ń dojú ẹ̀rú fúnra wọn so ohun tá a fi sọ pé possibility wà ní pé kò ní sí election torí wọ́n ní kòkò tó ń jẹ̀fọ́ ìdí ẹ̀fọ́ ló wà wọ́n tún jẹra wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ ṣe rí pé wọ́n wà trustworthy àwọn tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣèjọba ni àwọn náà tún bára wọn jà nínú APC kíní wọn náà ní kákọ́sì wọn APC lélẹ́yìí kò ń ṣe PDP o tó ń gbéra wọn lọ sí kóòtù so wọ́n máa tún fa kóòtù yẹn gùn wọ́n á tún wá sún election anyway ó fi wọ́n ní màálù tó súnké ìdùnnú alápàtà ni káwọ́ bí tó máa bá yàrá wọn já sí káwọ́ bí tó máa bọ́rọ̀ wọn sí torí tó bá ti dà ipò ti di gbàs wọ́n ní nínú kinní kan ni nínú ọ̀pọ̀tọ̀ ní màrìwò ó ti ń ṣe ayé tiẹ̀ bóyá ibi táwọn náà ti máa ráyé jẹ nìyẹn kán tiẹ̀ dàrú fúnra wọn wọ́n ní kán dàrú òun làwa ń gbèrò now ibi tí wọ́n ti kóra lọ sí Supreme Court now Supreme Court òun dẹ̀ ní final justice òun ní final judge tó máa sọ pé kò sí àbùjá mọ́ lọ́rùn ọ̀pẹ ibi tó bá gbà lọ sókè òun náà ló máa gbà wálẹ̀ tó bá ti wá wọ́n ti fi òǹtẹ̀ lù ú sìn yìí ṣé wọ́n tún máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ another kíní ni torí kò yé àwa n táwa fi ń béèrè nìyẹn torí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ wọn gan ti ẹ̀yọ́ Ọlọ́run gan ó dà pé Ọlọ́run gan ló ń gbé train gba àárín wọn ó ń gbé mọ́ọ̀lù ẹ̀ ó ń gbé trailer ó ń gbé gbàárín wọn wípé kán ṣáà máa pín káà lè fi rọ́nà lọ torí Yorùbá nation làwa dìbò rọ̀ mọ́ òun náà dẹ̀ ló máa padà ṣe àṣẹ Ọlọ́run ni so fún díẹ̀ yìí ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ tí wọnú bọ́ọ̀sì ṣe ti ń rí fèrèfèrè pé ẹsẹ̀ yín ò múlẹ̀ ẹ̀yin wọn Nàìjíríà ẹ tètè padà ẹ ṣẹ́rí padà ohun táwa ń preach fún yín nìyẹn ọpọlọ yín tó yòrò ẹ tètè kẹgbájú ẹ̀ pọ̀ torí bàbá ṣe ń sọ náà irọ́ náà lẹ máa lọ pa à ń sọ irọ́ náà amálẹ́yìn à ń parọ́ náà ni àmọ́ sọ ìsọkúsọ là ń sọ ṣẹ́yìn náà ti ń fojú rí àbẹ́ ẹ̀ fojú rí àbójú yín ti fọ́mọ yín lágbárí ẹ máa tẹ́tílẹ̀ ẹ wo scenario wọn ẹ wo ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin wọn ògún ara wọn náà fúnra wọn lóògùn jẹ fúnra ara wọn ni wọ́n máa fúnra wọn lóògùn jẹ àwa ti sọ àwọn alálẹ̀ àwọn náà ń là yín kọjá Ọlọ́run ọba ó ṣetán àti là yín kọjá ẹ̀mí ẹ̀gan máa tó yẹ pé Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́mi ẹ̀gbà láìpẹ́ ọjọ́ tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti fi tọ́lọ́run ṣe tó yẹ pé ẹ̀ sọ pé ẹnu Ọlọ́run rùn ẹ̀ sọ pé Ọlọ́run ò mọ̀ ṣe Ọlọ́run kọ́ ni ọba tẹ́ ń dìnnà ọba tẹ́ ń dìnnà Ọlọ́run ẹ̀ ń dìnnà Ọlọ́run yín you put your God in denial. God is ready to judge you. Ní rí ṣe àṣẹ ni àṣẹ òrùn lòrùn fi ń ràn àṣẹ òjò lòjò fi ń rọ̀ àṣẹ òṣùpá òun ló fi ń yọ àṣẹ tọ́lọ́run gbé kalẹ̀ ní rí ìjọba yìí ṣe ẹ máa dàrú mọ́ra yín lójú náà ni torí mọ̀ǹdàrú ló wà ń bẹ̀ fake ni gbogbo ẹ̀ scammer ni gbogbo ẹ̀ àti rí gbogbo yín tán ẹ jẹ́ ká ẹ gbéra yín lọ sí kínní ká máa wo ohun tó máa tìdí ẹ̀ bọ̀ ẹjọ́ ń tẹ̀ ti wà ń kọ́ọ̀tù náà so ohun tó máa jẹ́ final say òun là tí mọ̀ a mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run kò kú òǹdí àrò àwa Yorùbá nation kò kú òǹdí àrò wa ọbẹ̀ yẹn máa jiná láìpẹ́ yìí tó yẹ pé àwa la máa fi ẹnu wa jẹ tó ẹlẹ́gùsí ló ń ṣe ọbẹ̀ ẹlẹ́gùsí òun ló máa ń jẹ ọbẹ̀ òun ló ń sè ló dẹ̀ ń jẹ ló ń jẹ gbádùn ẹ̀ àla máa jẹ ọbẹ̀ tá a bá sè ẹni ẹlẹ́ni onígbà ṣe wá ṣe pẹ̀lú àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Okay, so let me play another video ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún fún yín another news àwọn fídíò pọ̀ mi báyìí tó yẹ pa fẹ́ play a máa fa àwọn eléyìí a máa fi lecture yín so kó yín kó lè straight ẹ̀yin wọn Nàìjíríà ní o kò ṣẹ̀yìn ọmọ dáadáa o, kò ṣẹ̀yìn ọmọ dáadáa, ọmọ ẹbí yán tẹ́ pé ẹ̀ ń jà fún ẹ̀tọ́ yín. Àwọn náà wọ́n Nàìjíríà là ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. So eléyìí 27 minutes ni bóyá a lè lò tán, tàbá dẹ̀ lè lò tán pẹ́. So bó ṣe jẹ́ nì, ẹ jẹ́ ń gbé sí kíní díẹ̀ kó start from the beginning. Arise TV náà ni àwọn tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ náà ni, ibẹ̀ náà la ti ń gbọ́ news. Ìyẹn Arise TV ẹ ṣé gan, ẹ ṣáà máa fún wa ní latest news, àná máa jù sáyé. Ìta náà bá dẹ̀ rí lọ́dọ̀ tiwa tó bá jẹ́ pé líǹkì tiwa ni àtújù fún yín náà. Ń táwa wà fún nìyẹn. Blogger là wa as a activist, human right, human activist, human right fighters, so human right fighters òun là wa, freedom fighters. A dẹ̀ tún ṣe journalist náà, gbogbo ẹ̀ là ń pè papọ̀. Ọlọ́run kó jẹ́ kí ilẹ̀ wa kó bọ́ sí. So pẹ̀lú àṣẹ Èdùmàrè a máa gba ilẹ̀ wa.
While reacting to the alleged plan by APC to go to court
and
seek extension of the Naira policy as well as seek the postponement of the election by 4 weeks, said APC is panicked by a condition of fear of voter backlash he calls anthrophobia. Joining us now is Daniel Wala, spokesperson Campaign Council. Good morning and welcome to the morning show.
Okay.
Good morning, Daniel Wala. The last time you were on this program, you accused the APC of suffering from pantophobia.
Pantophobia.
You seem to have even gone a step further in this your medical diagnosis as a politician. Now you are accusing the
this
APC.
Wọ́n fẹ́ sún ọjọ́ sí ni àwọn APC. News tó tún tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ lé ni wọ́n fẹ́ sún ọjọ́ sí wípé torí pé naira policy yẹn ó affect wọn, naira shortage policy yẹn wípé ó affect life àwọn jẹ́ káwọn rí owó, àwọn táwọn fẹ́ bribe wọn jẹ́ kán rí wọn bribe, àwọn tó fẹ́ gbé bullion farm wípé kán fi buy voting, ṣó ti ń yé yín, wípé kán fi buy voting fún àwọn ọ̀jẹ̀lú bí ẹgbẹ́ wọn. Irú àwọn ọmọ ráìsà, àwọn ọmọ gáràjì yẹn tó máa pín owó fún, tó máa lọ gbówó fún wọn, tó máa dàlúrú, tó máa dá gbogbo ẹ̀ pọ̀. Ìyẹn ni wọ́n wá gbé ẹjọ́ yẹn lọ pé àwọn fẹ́ pe ẹjọ́ pé àwọn fẹ́ sún election yẹn síwájú. Àwọn APC náà ni o, nínú APC ní gbogbo eléyìí tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ o. So wọ́n fẹ́ sún ọjọ́ yẹn síwájú, wọ́n tún gbé lọ sí kóòtù pé kán lè fáwọn ní chance, kán lè fáwọn láàyè káwọn fi ṣe mọ̀ndàrú bó ṣe máa ń ṣe. And this one is not a business as usual. Kò ń ṣe business as usual fún wọn sìn. So òkété ti bórù mọ́ lọ́wọ́, ọwọ́ wọn ti bọ́ sórí. Òkété wọn ti bórù. So wọn ò mọ ọ̀nà tó máa gbà mọ́. Náà ṣe wá rò pé káwọn lè buy time, àwọn láti lọ sílé ẹjọ́ kán máa ṣe gbogbo rádaràda rọ́dùrùdù, kán máa lọ́rùn mọ́ irun wájú mọ́ tìpàkọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tẹ́tẹ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé wọ́n ti gé wọn ká, ilẹ̀kùn ti mú wọn lọ́wọ́, ilẹ̀kùn ti mú wọn lọ́wọ́, train ti gbà rí wọn, ó ti ń gbá wọn dànù, ó gbá èyí tó máa gbá sínú igbó, ó gbá èyí tó máa gbá sínú kọ́tà. So ìyẹn ni wọ́n wá ń sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ lọ sílé ẹjọ́ láti lè contest pé contest wọn ni pé káwọn sún kinní yẹn, so àti pé kán da owó yẹn síta káwọn lè ṣe arúmọjẹ. Àwọn tó máa ra voting, tó máa ra polling unit wọn, àwọn tó máa pín síbẹ̀, tó máa ṣe mọ̀ndàrú, tó máa dá gbogbo ẹ̀ pọ̀. So gbogbo tactics tó ń lò nìyẹn. Ọlọ́run ju ẹ̀dá lọ, Ọlọ́run ọba mo gbé fún ọ òṣùbà ẹ̀rẹ̀. Ọlọ́run ó ń wò yín, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ tẹ́ ń wo ìsàkété, Ọlọ́run wo gbogbo fùrọ̀ yín pátá, ó máa ṣí yín láṣọ, ó máa ṣí yín gbogbo òkú tẹ́sìn, ẹsẹ̀ ti yọ̀ta, bèbí ti ṣẹ́jú, àti rí gbogbo ẹ̀, àti rí gbogbo fùrọ̀, àti gbogbo wòrò yín, gbogbo wòhò tẹ́ rò pé ẹ bò. Ọlọ́run ní fún yín ṣe pẹ̀lú àṣẹ Elédùmarè. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa wo fídíò yẹn lọ, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ.
Of anthrophobia. So please, can you explain what you mean by all of this to us?
Good morning, Dr. Dr. Abati, Mr. Rufai,
and my
dear sister.
Good morning.
The last time I was here, like you rightly pointed out, I said they were suffering from pantophobia, which is a condition that
they are suffering from pantophobia going on. Pantophobia higher.
But since then, their condition has deteriorated.
They are a bunch of lunatic.
And now it has transmigrated, or it has moved to a point where we call anthromophobia, which is a rare condition of anxiety that is triggered by the fear of people.
Their secret is exposing.
In other words, the fear
in a big time
of voter backlash. And that imminent defeat that is facing them and the fear of what the voters will do, because you see, the sufferings of the Nigerian people from the length and breadth of this country did not start with the CBN policy. For the past 8 years, Nigerians have endured death, kidnappings. I recall 2 years ago, there was an analysis that 2.1 billion naira was spent, it was extorted by the bandits on Nigerians between Kaduna.
They are extorting monies. Sorry, yo. Hello, checking
At Abuja. I recall also the cases of different communities in Nigeria. You have seen the gradual increase of inflation, lack of food. You see the corruption in the system to a point where lizards swallow
so money, many corruption,
swallowed money, insects swallowed money.
Corrupted people.
There's virtually nothing the Nigerian people have not seen in the last 7 years. Even if you come down to the issue of fuel problem, for example, this isn't the first time Nigerians are facing that. But what is actually happening now is the climax of bad governance, climax of the bad policies, all progressives government-led, all progressives Congress-led government, which is the reason why they are afraid, because we are right at the door of election, and the fear that this is going to tell on them is the reason they are doing what they are doing. First, they started by the call for extension. They put pressure on the president. The president resisted.
They are the one doing all sorts of atrocity.
And now that it has been shifted, the president said, give me 10 days to reflect on it. They wanted to go to court. There is a court order that says president is restrained from extending it. Now, given the time, they know that it will become impracticable for them to achieve what they went to court to do. So they came up with the second one, which is what is practically happening. All of this protest and crisis you're seeing are aggravated in APC-led state.
Yes.
And the card is that if they foment this crisis in those states, they will pressure the security forces to write an opinion to the president that given the situation and circumstances, there is a need for the president to extend the election this time around by 4 weeks, so that they would have been out of the 10-day window. That case would have been heard, and they would have used the opportunity to go and fetch for a black market order, extending stopping the Naira policy. You see, if you have even listened to the video of Erufai, and the video is all over social media, he is even telling the electorate in Kaduna that they should ignore all this monetary policy. They should use their old money and use their new money. If somebody gives to them, they should collect. They should continue, but that after election, they will deal with that situation. In other words, they are using one stone to kill two birds. One is the idea of extension. Two is the deception to the voters that the old money will apply. This is a game plan in order to deceive them into thinking the vote buying can still be achieved by the old money. But this is the case of anthromophobia.
All right, thank you for expounding on the case of anthromophobia. Yeah, I find it tongue twister, but the phobia that you talked about. Now, I want to talk about the rebuttal by the APC saying that indeed it is your party that is colluding with some state actors to scuttle the elections come February 25. What's your take on it? Because you're saying it's the APC, so there are accusations and counter-accusations on this.
The thing is that that isn't selling with the common man on the street. It isn't selling with experts. It's not even selling in the media. Given this fact, I will tell you. For those of them that still open their constitution and the electoral act, it is a political party that sponsors a candidate. On the day of election, you will not see the name of Tinubu there. You will see APC. The government in power is APC, came into power by the voting of the population of Nigeria. The policy have been emanating from the APC-led government. the Naira design did not come from PDP. No, this is not like the British government. The opposition is not anywhere near power. Now, they are falling short of calling the president a moron. That's why they have used every adjective under the heavens to insult him. One, they touch his head, his shoulder, his knee, and the toe, head, shoulder, knee, and toe. They say it's not the president that is the problem. It is somebody around the villa manipulating him. Somebody said, no, it is somebody in Central Bank manipulating him. Another one said, no, it is one behind his house manipulating him. All they are trying to say is that the president is like an effigy. He doesn't have a thinking. He doesn't have rationality. In fact, he doesn't even have access to security and intelligence briefing. But the policies emanated and the policies are dished out from the APC-led government. How does that connect to PDP? And besides, because PDP is in a pole position to win this election, it is the natural thought by the APC-led government or APC party to assume that any policy that APC is not crying, then that means APC is, any policy that PDP is not crying foul, then that means PDP is beneficiary. But I need you to know that we have about 8 political parties in Nigeria. In fact, yesterday, 14 of them threatened to boycott this election if this Naira policy is extended. So in other words, apart from APC, all the other political parties have welcomed the idea of the Naira policy so that if anything else, if anything at all, this election must reflect the wishes of the people. Look at the increase of voter registration. Look at the movement among the young people. Look at the excitement that people have to be able to decide their future. The least that this government can give to the Nigerian people is a free, credible, and fair election. The European Union and international observers decided to come much earlier than they usually come during election, so they can observe for themselves what is happening, and they don't have to be told by domestic observers.
Okay, real quickly, a couple of things, Daniel. Let's go straight to it. Number one is, a lot of people are asking, how are you so sure that it's the PDP that will carry the day? Because a lot of people too have argued that PDP are part of those, since the return to democracy, that have not allowed Nigerians to enjoy the return to democracy and get the dividends of democracy. The APC keeps talking about the 16 billion that the PDP spent on electricity, and they've not been able to do anything about it. The fact that it was the failures of the PDP that brought the APC power, that's one argument. Secondly, also you guys have your own internal squabbles with Wike. Wike has now gone to the court now to say that, hey, PDP, please, you can't suspend me. The court shuts them down. And also the likes of Chimaroke Onamen. And thirdly, I want empirical proof and evidence about this 22.5 billion of old notes that the PDP claims that the APC amassed in Kano. Empirical proof, what is happening as regards that?
Okay, let me start with the first one, Mr. Rufai. How are we sure that it is PDP that will carry the day? This is the reason why we are sure we are winning the election. One, our ears are on ground as we communicate our vision to the Nigerian people. Then we listen to what the experts are saying, both in the public and the private sector. We are hearing from the experts in the private sector, especially those who are rooted in economy, that although in all the political parties there is no perfect manifesto, but that the manifesto of PDP is one that is realistic in achieving the goal of recovering Nigeria from the doldrum. Then from the communities and the ground level, as we listen to the voters, we are hearing from them that they will never vote APC across any platform in Nigeria, because nobody is ever dreaming or wishing of having the reputation of the last 8 years, which has turned Nigeria into something else. But we have also heard from them that other alternative parties do not have the structure and the capacities to win the election, are communicating messages that are the very opposite of their philosophy. 3, they are reeling out falsehood that are not empirically verified. And 4, the only party that appears to be in the center and positioned to unite Nigeria amidst this cacophony is PDP, because on the other side, APC is playing religious politics. On this side, you have the Labour playing religious politics. And so PDP is the one that has a structure. Let me give you an example, Mr. Rufai. If you look at APC, for example, when they were talking about zoning, ordinarily, power would have gone to the southeast. But they instigated a lot of southeast politicians in APC to run for president, so they can remove all of them out of that place. And today, the Southeast in APC have no definition of identity, not to talk of a clarification of the future. If you come to Labour, Labour is a party that is still trying to find its own identity. It has not been able to define what it stands for. It has not been able to define the direction it is going. The person who is leading it has not acquired the needed reach and experience to manage a country like Nigeria. This is the reason why we think that we are winning. Question number one. Question number two. You talked about if I remember. Oh my God! Can you
I talked about the Wike conundrum and Nnamani conundrum. So, and then lastly, I also talked about this 22.5 billion. Give me empirical proof of the fact that you people saw that money in the hands of APC. If you don't give me proof, I don't believe it. I'm a man of empirical facts.
So, no, you just ask question, don't read conclusion. Now, with respect to Wiki, we have told you for over 6 months on this studio that PDP is positioned to win and focused. We have been bashed and touched and attacked and fact-checked every left, right, and center as to whether we believe that the G5 will inhibit our progress. And we told you we are focused even though we are negotiating with them. In the past 6 months, there is nothing we have not seen with the G5, which has transformed into a lot of 5, including of Jackson 5. Now, the wicked that you are talking about, which has been displaying masculinity, displaying strength like Hulk Hogan, you must have read that Wike has run to...
Sorry. Okay.
To court now, seeking for an injunction stopping the party from carrying
Sorry,
out
people.
its own constitutional power. The party is
network problem.
Nobody is above the party. For Chimaroke Nnamani, you must know that Chimaroke Nnamani has been involved in anti-party activities. He has openly declared support for a candidate other than the candidate of PDP for presidency. And the constitution of our party has empowered the party outrightly to expel anybody that is doing anti-party. Now, for those who are going to the court, what they will hear from the court is, and you look at the decision of the Supreme Court to that effect, the party is supreme. The party is bound by its own constitution. Anybody who does anti-party is at the mercy of the party. Yet, the party has not taken any radical step against them. The party is still looking for peace and moving. And now, who is ashamed? The people they have given indication they were going to support, they are in a lockjaw. Wike has led people to believe that he will support Labour Party candidate. But we know he will not support Labour Party candidate because he was the reason Labour Party candidate left PDP in the first place. And the ground support that he's getting at that time thought that his sympathy lies with Peter Obi. Now he's finding it difficult to tell the world that he's supporting Tinubu. The other G5, we are still talking with them, we are getting good responses, especially from the governor of Abia. And look at how party is. Now, the governor of Abia, for example, they did not recognize the legitimacy of Yochayu. But after the sad event that led to the death of his candidate in that state, he needed the same chairman that he said does not believe in his legitimacy. He said this is where you begin to factor some of those things. And then the third one, with respect to the 22 billion, I have not mentioned 22 billion. And whoever said it, I think the person is better positioned to give you empirical evidence. But if I say it, then I'll be happy to answer that to that effect.
But it's your party, the presidential campaign is the PDP that made these allegations and put it out there. But I also want to press it. Further. Is there anything about money that is being circulated that people might have heard of? Because all of this came out as regards the notes here. Go ahead.
What I know about money is that Erufai was on an interview where he said a fellow governor of his and friend secured 500 million naira of the new note. I have not heard that security agencies invite him to explain where he got it because it is the same platform upon which there have been arrests of bank managers and different sets of people. And I have not seen any policy of the CBN that has guaranteed right to a governor to get 500 million of the new naira note. So that is the one that I've heard about money. I also heard about money that the APC as a party and their campaign, they have stashed money in safe houses across Nigeria, the old money.
Stashed money all around the
vote
country.
buying, and because the policy
You can
will
hear.
affect them, that is why they are fighting against it. Anything
Ṣé
other
ń
than
gbọ́?
that, I have not heard anything.
Do you have proof for all of this, Dr. Bala?
They are extorting money and stashing it
Now, I want
all
to
over
ask
the
you,
places.
we're expressing concern
Very
about,
cruel people.
The fact that the APC, that they are suffering from anthrophobia and all of that, and some people
So
are
very
asking
cruel.
for postponement of the election. Are you aware? As you must be
Wicked
aware.
people
I don't know
all
section
over the places.
135, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution. Elections can be postponed. Once the president thinks that, well, this election is not possible, then he can go to the National Assembly, which by a simple resolution can extend the election, but for not more than a period of 6 months. That's one. What do you think about that?
What you said.
Wait,
what
let me
you said
finish.
is-
Let me finish.
Yes, it's constitutional.
Let me finish.
Okay,
No,
all right. Okay.
I reference what you said earlier. Now, secondly, the governor of Kano State, Governor Ganduje, says that 4 unknown political parties, by this I guess is referring to the Action Alliance, the APP, the APM, and the NRM, the National Rescue Movement, the parties that went to court to get an injunction stopping the president from further, or the CDF from further extending the deadline for the return of old notes. So